Alright, so there's blood. Don't look. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Maniacal, and today's matter is the end of home. Now, I'm going to play this game until I finish it, just doing a quick recap of everything that's gone on so far. Now, having edited all the videos beforehand and actually seeing all the different clues and stuff like that, there's a few things that don't quite add up. There was a lot of random sounds that happened. Now, I don't really know exactly if that was a factor of psychosis, or if there was something else going on to cause those sounds to happen. Now, for the life of me, I've been trying to figure out this whole system here of what is actually going on. Is this guy crazy? Is he going to be dealing with some sort of, monster at the end? Is he going to be dealing with the old man that might have been unconscious? Is he dealing with the old man's wife? Because he's physically seen his friend Norman dead. He's physically seen his wife dead. And he's physically seen a few other people dead. This town must be like a super small town, because it is definitely kind of awkward to see so many people dead and not even a single cop called. So, alright. Let's hop right in. Alright, so here we are. What's this? It was the letter I had taken from the post box. Rachel, were you really having an affair with Norman? But why? I didn't think things were that bad. In the letter, Rachel seemed concerned. She almost seemed worried of what Norman might do. Did he do that to Rachel? Now, I said yes, but Norman may have betrayed me, but I didn't think he was capable of that. I hated him. I hated him so much, but I couldn't blame him for what happened to my wife. Now, I'll be honest, I have no clue if he actually did anything or not. From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying a TV. Buying this TV. Yeah, I mean, it's not fun, but I mean, you have to do what you have to do. Alright, so let's see here. But who had killed him? Alright, so I think, actually, we started up here, didn't we? There, that was decided. Yeah, okay, so I think we started in this room. And again, with the noise, it's just in your ears. I've made up my mind. How long had it been left running? Well, it's dead now, so... Alright, so this is the bathroom, that's a broken mirror. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Well, that's just a very scary thought. The mail still sat there, heaped on the floor. How long had Rachel been lying there in the basement? There's nothing for me here anymore, no reason to stay in that house. Did I leave, never to return? No, I need to go down to the basement. I felt like I had to think about it a bit more. I don't want to leave just yet. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take that last look. This is the... Now this is the part that's scaring me, because now I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I had already seen too much. I needed to put an end to the situation one way or another. Alright, so it's not even going to let me. I mean, for all he knows, it could have just been a bad dream. I wonder if we can go out the back door. I like to explore. I like to see what options I have. There will be no more dinners here, no more chit-chat over breakfast, at least not for us. I must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. Okay, the final conclusion to this game, I really don't want to call this guy crazy. Like, I do, for the life of me, I really, really do. Because that's... I mean, that's the most simple explanation. Did I leave, never return? Yes. Living this town hadn't been easy. The plant helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away, though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she even tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I know it was the final act of a long-standing horror I had been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. And what was hidden within the sewers I had found? The tunnel to the man's house obviously led there, but was there something I missed? I had found the contents of my wallet scattered throughout town. Why the hell had I been out there? Had my sleepwalking gone to some new extreme? The thought that I couldn't account for my whereabouts, but knew I had been to that forest and even Norman's place, well, it was terrifying. I didn't know what that meant, but at least I had recovered my things. Hopefully, I thought that would cover my tracks, so I wouldn't be blamed for all this. Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook only made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list. So what terrible plot was she a part of? There was a similar list of names on that desk back in those tunnels. What was the connection? I knew Norman wasn't fully innocent in all this. He was obviously going back to the factory rooting in all those lockers. But had he brought that poor guard I had found to his end? It certainly seemed so, but I almost didn't want to believe it. After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get back to Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors, and more questions. And now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman, but despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess in a way it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I started to feel as disoriented as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now, I guess I should have known from the terrible silence that greeted me when I first stepped into our house and stood there in the kitchen. There was no sound of television, radio, even the air was still, but seeing Rachel there, lying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could never have imagined. I didn't know if I'd ever find the answers I craved, but I knew that somehow that other man I had found was responsible for this. If not directly, he must have had a hand in Rachel's death. So what was I doing in that damned house of his? Had I found out? Had I killed him? My damned condition made it difficult to know. Memories and time frames were always a mess, and I could never be sure. Knowing that man was dead, though, was a cold comfort. My wife was gone, and no matter what happened to me now, I was lost forever. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbors knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, or rather I should run. Slipping away. Alright, well, so I played through this game pretty legit, and my honest opinion of it is, it's a great game. For a kind of 2D, 8-bit, low-res kind of game, it's actually really fun. It was definitely one of those things that made you think, this is a fun challenge, this is something that makes me want to, play it again to see what I missed. Yeah, it definitely struck my interest as something that would be fun to play. I didn't know what to expect whenever I entered the game, and I think that's pretty obvious that I didn't know what the hell is going to happen throughout the entire thing, so... But alright, Maniacs, that is it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed this short series. I tried to make it through as quick as possible so you could enjoy it, and I should have done a little bit more exploring. That's probably what this game is meant to do and stuff like that, because I know some of these murder mysteries, you get to explore and you go back and forth and you try to figure out the puzzle. I wanted to play through, and I wanted to be realistic to what I would actually do if I was in this character's shoes. But that's where you come in. That's where you get to enjoy it for yourself. So if you want to play it, go get it. If not, cool. I wouldn't have run at the very end there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that really leads you to believe that he's the crazy person. And the old man, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of clues, and I definitely should have checked out more of the sewer there. But I will replay this myself, and I will get the answers for myself. Alright, everybody, that is it for now. Don't forget that you matter. I'll talk to y'all later, and bye-bye.